Hey guys, so I've tried filming this video a couple of times and this is like the third time that I try to film. This story time is like low-key kind of dark, so if you can't handle like very descriptive things, then I think it's best for you to click off the video. But today I'm gonna be talking about something that happened really recently. It happened on the 31st of December, and honestly, it's one of the worst things that's ever happened to me in my life. Honestly, it's been so hard ever since. Like, it's crazy that, like, I'm even, like, here. I genuinely thought that I was not gonna be alive right now. Like, it was so scary. So, let's get into the story. So, the story starts the night before, on the 30th. I had gotten to bed really early because I was so tired from the day of the 30th, because I'd gone to the airport and I'd done a bunch of things and I was just so exhausted. So I went to bed really early and I had woken up really early as well. I woke up like at 5:30 or like 6 o'clock, something like that. And I don't usually wake up early. So I was like, you know what? Let me go out for like a morning run, because I had been wanting to go out for a morning run for so long. I wasn't waking up early, so it's like there's no point. So I wait a little bit because I was like, let me wait for it to be a little brighter outside because it was still dark. So then I get on my MacBook, I'm on YouTube, I'm just like minding my own business, whatever. Then I noticed that it's like bright outside and it was like 6:40, 6:45 around this time. So I put on my shoes and I get ready to go out on a run. And I realize, oh, I forgot my AirPods. This part is like prevalent in the story because it's like you'll get it why. So I run back and I grab my AirPods from my room, and I go on a run and I grab the control for the gate, and I like go outside and I notice that it's so foggy and that the sun is gorgeous. It was stunning outside, like literally stunning. So I was like, you know what, let me take a picture. So I took a picture, and this is the picture right here. So yeah, I took that picture, and as you could tell, it was very, very foggy. So that picture, I took it at the corner of like a four-way, like it was a like where four streets connect, like four corners. And I took it in one of the corners, and then I went to go like start walking, and I get to like the middle thing where the roads all meet, and like I hear something and I can't tell what it is, but it sounds like a dog running, and I was like looking for it, but it was so foggy that you couldn't see anything. Like literally it was so foggy, it was ridiculous. So I hear a dog running towards me, and one of my neighbors, like my front door neighbor, we counted them, she has 32 dogs, but there's another dog that goes in there and like impregnates her dogs. Because I mean, imagine your gate is open, of course a dog is gonna come in if they smell the food. So I'm there like trying to see if I could see the dog, and then I see the dog come up to me, and I'm like, he's like trying to get closer, and like I could feel like the energy that he was like trying to do something. So I was like, oh, what are you gonna do? You won't do shit. Like I was like talking smack to the dog as if he could understand me, and then I see more dogs start to come, and they start to like kind of surround me, and they start trying to get closer. So I'm like trying to kick them. I'm trying to kick them away, and then I start trying to like shoot them with my hand. I'm like, get away, get away, get away. And then I start to get a little scared because I see that there's more dogs coming, and there's more dogs coming, and there's more dogs coming. And like literally it felt like a movie scene. Like it literally felt like so like not real. So I like see all the dogs and I'm like trying to shoo them away, and then I go to turn around because I was like, oh, let me go back home. I'm like I turn around to go run back home, and then one of the dogs bites the back of my pant, like by my foot, literally right by my foot. He like bites the back of my pant, and then I go to turn around to kick away the dogs, and then the biggest dog, this like big like orangey dog, like ginger dog, jumps on me and like tackles me to the ground basically. but he doesn't get on top of me. He like just jumps, and then he's like trying to like bite me, and then all the dogs start like to bark, and like they're agitated, and then I stand up so quickly. Like as soon as I was down on the ground, I like stood up like this, and then like they started like attacking me, and they started like ripping my pants. And then like I see my neighbor, she's like running, and she's like trying to like help, and she has like this like wooden stick, and she's like trying to hit the dogs, and like at this point the dogs are like biting me, and they drag my pant down, and I'm like trying to put my pants up so they bite my pants instead of my legs. And like they're like all like barking, and like I don't know which ones were biting, but like they were all just going crazy. It was crazy, crazy, crazy. Like honestly, like it felt like a movie. And then this car, like keep in mind, I live in the middle of nowhere, like literally in the middle of nowhere. So for there to be a car passing by, the chances for that to happen are so slim. And the weirdest thing is that the car that passed by is the same make and model of my mom's car, just in white. And like I believe in like God and stuff like that, and like a higher power. I don't know if you guys believe that, that's up to you. I'm not trying to force anything on anybody, but I believe that there's a higher power, and 100% like everything is like divine. Like there's like the divine, whatever it's called, and the great divine, something like that. And this car pulls up, and she's like trying to like, she's like doing circles trying to like get the dogs away from us. And I tell her, and like, the help, and she's like, get in Spanish. She's like, get in. And I was thinking like, I can't get in, I'm gonna get kidnapped. Like she's gonna kidnap me, like this is her opportunity to kidnap me. And I was like, you know what, I'd rather get kidnapped than to be like bitten to death. So I get into the car, and the first thing I do was like I closed the door, and I opened it again, and I closed it to make sure that it didn't have child lock on. And I'm telling my neighbor, get in. And we both get into the car, and mind you, I was literally not even 500 feet away from my driveway. Like I was at the corner of my house basically. And my grandma had seen what was going on, but she didn't realize it was me, because she said that she saw me running back to the house, which is when I was running to go get my AirPods. That's why that part was relevant to the story. And it was so like crazy that like all the dogs were surrounding the car. And then my grandpa goes out in the golf cart, and he has the machete, because like we live in the middle of nowhere, we have weapons. Like I'm not gonna lie, like we have weapons, we're like protecting ourselves. So he's like trying to see if he could help whoever's out there, and then he notices that I'm in the car, and he's like, Antonio, go, run, like run inside. And he's like, the dogs are like going to his golf cart, and like they're like surrounding, they're not getting that close, like he's good, like they were just surrounding his golf cart. And I go and I run inside, and like I'm surprised that I can still walk, and like I'm like going crazy, and I'm like, oh my god. And then I go tell my parents, and my grandma, I was like, I couldn't see her, and then she went to go tell my parents what happened. And then I realized I don't have my phone on me, I only have my AirPods, because I had, like before I got into the car, I grabbed my AirPods real quick, and then I got into the car. Which honestly, that's so dumb. Like, why are you prioritizing your AirPods over your life, you idiot? My grandma had gotten to tell my parents, and my parents, they had the front door locked, and I have a door to go outside in my room, and I had gone out through the front door. So my mom hears my grandma come in, and she thinks it's me. And then my grandma goes to her bed to go wake her up, and my mom is already awake, and she's like, Antonio got bit by a dog, come on. And they were thinking like I got bit by one dog, like there was only one dog. And then they like go outside, and then I'm like walking, and then I see my parents, and then my dad passes by the pool area, and then we're like walking past the pool area, and we meet right by like the filter of the pool, and he sees a PVC pipe, and he grabs that shit, and he starts like speed walking. And my grandma and my mom are like yelling at him. They're like, no, please, no, don't go, because they knew that he was gonna go kill the dogs. So he's like running with the PVC pipe in his hand, and he's running to go get the dogs. And my mom and my grandma and me were all like, no. And I was like, Papi, come on, like relax. And he's like, I'm not gonna relax, they just try to kill you. And he's like running, and then my grandpa has the machete, and he's like trying to like find which dog it is, and he's telling me like, which dog is it? And I was like, it's a big red dog. And the lady, my neighbor, she was saying the same thing, and I didn't notice, but she had also gotten bitten. And I feel so, my dad already spoke with her today. She's okay. She's doing perfectly fine, thank God. And I was just so shocked, and I was like dehydrated and everything, and I called the cops, and I tell the cops what happened, and then the lady told me they were gonna be there shortly, and then I was like, you know what, let me wait for the cops. So I'm over here thinking I'm about to die. So I'm like, in my brain, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm dead. Like, I'm already dead. Like, oh my God. Like, what if they have to amputate my legs? Like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to go up to in front of my whole entire school and make a whole speech in front of my whole entire school about why you should like vaccinate your dogs for rabies, because it's like they bit my legs and I'm gonna have no legs. Like, it's gonna be like so bad. I was like thinking worst case scenario. I thought I was dead. And I tell my mom, hey mommy, can I go inside to drink water? Because I noticed that my mouth is a little dehydrated. No duh, you literally just fought with a bunch of dogs. And I'm going to drink water, and I noticed that like my mouth is like foaming up. Not foaming up, it just had saliva in my mouth, but it was like foamy because it was like not hydrated saliva. You know what I mean? And I was like, no way, I have rabies. So I'm like drinking my water, and I like go up to my mom and I hug her. I'm like, mommy, I love you. Like, if anything happens, like I love you so much. And she's like, hey Antonio, parece dramático. Like, relax, stop being dramatic. And I was like, no, mommy, like, honestly, like, I love you so much. Thank you for everything you've done. And then it's been like 20 minutes. I called the cops again. And I'm like, hello, yes, I just called about the emergency, and the cops need to hurry up. Like, I don't know what's taking so long. I just got bit by a dog. And then he's like, okay, I need you to relax. Stop giving me attitude. And I was like, don't tell me to relax. I just got bit by a dog. And she's like, okay, watch your tone. And I was like, lady, tell the cops to hurry up. And she's like, okay, they're going as fast as they can, so just relax and wait for the cops to get there. And I was like, all right, thank you so much, bye. And I hang up. And then my dad is telling me, oh, you have to go wash your legs, you have to go rinse your legs. And I was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna go do it. And I get to my mom's bathroom, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go wash my legs. My mom turns on the water, and I was like, wait, mommy, stop. I know this is gonna hurt so bad. Wait, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. And then she was like, come on, please. You have to rinse it off. You're going to get bacteria on it. Like, come on. Like, you have to do it. You have to do it. And I get into the shower, and I was like, I can't. And then I go out, and I get in, and I go out, and I get in, and I go out. And then my dad comes in, and he's like, come on, you have to, like, do it. Like, stop being a baby about it. And I was like, okay, get away. Like, just let me do it on my own time. My mom, like, goes to drink water or something, and my dad's like, he goes to play video games because he knows the cops are not showing up. And I go, and I was like, you know what? I have to think of a way. I have to think of a way to, like, just do it, like, without, like, hesitation. And then I was like, I remembered, because I have this rule for myself where, like, I count down, like, 3, 2, 1, and if, like, once I start counting down, like, there's no going back. So I was like, you know what, 3, 2, 1, and I did it. And I like was rinsing my legs, and I was like thinking to myself, I was like, you know what, when I go to LA, like when I move, I'm not gonna have anybody to take care of me. I'm like washing my legs. I'm like, I'm not gonna have anybody to take care of me when I move, and I'm gonna be alone, so I have to take care of myself now alone, and I have to do this by myself, and I have to get through this by myself. And when I tell you, the coldness of the water bothered me more than the because I have to clean it with antibacterial soap. And I'm thinking to myself, that stings like a. So the coldness of the water bothered me more than the soap itself. So I was just being a big baby about it. And I clean my legs up, and my dad's like, okay, you guys have to go to, like, the hospital, like, now. So I call a urgent care, and I'm like, hey, do you guys have, like, a rabies shot? And she's like, yeah, we do. And I was like, for humans? And then she started laughing, and she was like, yes, for humans. And I was like, okay, we'll see you there. I get there, and, like, we're, like, filling in the paperwork, and my mom asked, hey, like, just so I don't waste my time, do you guys have rabies shots here? And she was like, oh, no, we don't have that. And I was like, really? You just lied to me? So we're on our way to, like, the hospital by my house, and my mom's like, you know what? No, f*** this bitch-ass hospital, because when I had a UTI, they didn't do shit, and I hate this hospital. This hospital is garbage. So she's like, do I do a U-turn? And then, like, she just, like, did a U-turn, and we went, and we were, like, looking what hospital to go to, and then we went to West Kendall Baptist. If anything happens to you guys, go to that hospital. It's the best hospital out of any single one. So we go to West Kendall Baptist and we walk in, and like they're like, oh, so what happened? What seems to be the problem? And we're like, yeah, I got bitten by a bunch of dogs and all around my legs. And they're like, okay, so do you know if they had their rabies shots? And I was like, no, they probably didn't, because they're like wild dogs. And she was like, okay. And then like they told me to fill it out and like all that. And then this guy comes in. He's like overhearing the story. Somebody that works there. And then he calls me to go into like a little thing to like check my blood pressure and everything, and my height and my weight and everything. And he's like, oh, can I see the dog bites? And I was like, yeah. And I went to go pull down my pants. He's like, oh, do you have a picture so you don't have to like... And I was like, yeah, I got you. And I showed him the picture, and that went... And I could tell, like, he was just thinking, he was like, how did this walk here? Like, how are you walking? How are you chill? Honestly, like, I was just normal. Like, it didn't hurt that bad. So they finished taking my blood pressure and doing all that. And he's like, all right, go be seated, and we're going to call you into a room when we have one. And it only took like 5 minutes for them to call us into the room. And during those 5 minutes, my mom literally asked me, like, hey, do you think we're still going to be able to go to a party? And I was like, girl, yes, duh, of course I'm gonna party, don't play. And she's like laughing, she's like, no, but like for real, like if you don't feel like going to the party, like we're not gonna go. And I was like, mommy, relax, I'm chill, like I can party. So we go into the room, and then like the first lady comes and she's like, oh, let me see. And she was like, yikes, that's like really bad, I'm surprised you're still walking. I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And then this other lady comes, and she's like my nurse, and she was like, hey, so I'm gonna have a student here, like she's gonna be here to like make sure everything is okay. Here's your robe, make like change so we can see the bite marks. And I changed, and then they saw the bite marks, and then the student was literally like, oh my god. And then she was like, yeah, they got you really good, like we're gonna have to inject in every single place. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, it's gonna be very painful. The lady tells me, she's like, oh yeah, it's gonna be very painful. And I was like, okay. And then we wait there for like another like 20 minutes, and then this other guy comes, and he's like, okay, yeah, so I'm just gonna wait for like the insurance to approve everything, and for like the pharmacist to be here so that like they see what we're doing, so you know what I mean. And I was like, okay, perfect, got you. And then like everybody comes in, and then he had prepped like the syringes and everything. And I asked him, I was like, oh, you know, how bad does it hurt? And he's like, I mean, you got bit by a dog, it's not gonna hurt that bad. And I started laughing. And then they go to like inject it, and like they're like injecting the things, and I'm like biting down on my mom's jacket. I'm like shivering. Like honestly, it was like so scary. And then like I was done, and the lady tells me, she's like, honestly, you reacted better than more than half of the people that I've ever given any needle into. And I was like, really? And she's like, yeah, for what happened, you reacted so good. And the student, I feel so bad for, she was like, she was suffering for me. They were both suffering for me, and I was just chilling there like, but I get injected, and then like I like clean it up, and then I go back to home, and everybody's there at my house. And like I have some aunts that came from like I don't know where, somewhere up in the US. And they were like, oh my god, let me see what happened. And I'm telling them the story, and they're like, oh, why didn't you hit the dogs, why didn't you beat the dogs? And I was like, yeah, all fun and games, so you see more of them pull up, and they're like, we're here to fight. Like if it was just a couple of dogs, like I'm chill, but like more of them pulled up, and I was like, hell no, bro, like what? So I'm just like chill, and like my legs are hurting a little bit, but it's not that bad, I can still walk and everything. And then my mom asked, she's like, oh, like, are we still gonna go to the party? And I was like, yes, of course we're going to the party. What? So then I'm like starting to get ready for the party and everything. And I go to walk to the car, but it's like dark outside. I got so scared. The water well pump turned on. And I was like, and I got so scared. And it was the scariest thing in the world. And then we get to the party, and everybody's like, what the fuck? Because like they just heard that I got bit up and chewed up by dogs, and I'm over here in the party like, hey guys, what's up, let's party. And my cousins are all like, are you good? Like story time right now. So I was like, okay, bet, like story time. So I told them what happened, and then we had fun, and I played dominoes, and I won literally almost every single round except for 2 of them. And then everybody, like the 4 people I was playing domino with, like damn, The three. It was three people. The three people that I was playing domino with, they were like, damn, like, this is God blessing you for what he did to you. I started dying of laughter. But yeah, it was like scary as fuck. Like, honestly, like, I'm so traumatized now. Like, I'm so fucking scared of dogs. It is not funny. And yeah, guys, that's my story time of how I almost died. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Hopefully I don't have any more story times like this that are near-death situations, because it's not fun. And yeah, my legs are all chewed up, and according to my dad, I am actually healing up really, really good. So that's great and amazing to hear. Yeah, guys, bye. See you in the next video.